Hello, every pony. I'm MasterCode, your ace analyst, and today we'll be discussing issue number 86 of the main Friendship is Magic series. I am ecstatic to discuss this comic, as you can see, because this story stars the Pie sisters Pinkie, Marble, and Maud. So we open up with Pinkie finishing a teetering tower cake with various decorations and frosting, with Maud overseeing. If she doesn't want it to fall, she had best stay frosty. That's the joke.
Ow! Now that's a punchline. Tough crowd.
Anyway, Marble rushes in, relaying her plight to her sisters, that being throwing her very first party. Great news to the Pink Party Pony, but not so good for the Shy Mare, as it seems over 200 guests have RSVP'd. Yikes. But Maud and Pinkie are there to help her out. In both the series and comics, Marble has had little exposure outside of Hearthbreakers, and even then her dialogue mostly consisted of... So this is really the first time we've really gotten more insight into the mayor. She's still her usual shy self, but with this party, she's making an effort to become more social. Thus, we introduce the moral of this story, which is stepping outside of one's comfort zone. MLP has tackled this issue before, similarly with Fluttershy and Scaremaster, with her wanting to join in the fun of Nightmare Night with her friends. True, we're going from one shy mare to another in a story about overcoming anxiety in unfamiliar situations, but this comic is unique enough in setting and character dilemmas that it does feel like its own story. And it's not surprising that living on a farm in the middle of nowhere would leave any pony with a lack of social skills, compounded by the family work ethic of working on a rock farm. Moving on, unfortunately, it looks like the cake collapses, forcing Pinkie to have to remake it in a single night, as Marble's party takes place the following night. The Pink Mare chooses Maud to head the operation in her absence, as she gave Pinkie a great party as a filly once, which turned out to be with a bunch of rocks. Oh, sweet Celestia, the rocks are becoming self-aware! The rock revolution is about to begin! Wake up, everybody! The rocks are everywhere! On our planet's surface, our music, and even our movies! Rise up against the rocks before it's too late! The end is nigh! Repent! Repent! Thank you, jerk. Maud is initially hesitant in taking charge, but agrees to pick up the party supplies. To further the Shy Mare's anxiety, the list is smeared and Maud must decipher it. And as we soon discover, it's not just Marble who breaks out of her comfort zone, but Maud as well. As I mentioned earlier, she's only had experience throwing that one party, and though Pinkie loved it, it was a party that was akin to family interests and not something that the average pony would enjoy. She doesn't fully grasp the concept of parties, but cares enough for her sisters that she's willing to step beyond her own station and pull through for her at any cost. She's willing to stay up late, decipher a near intelligible party list, run around town to pick up party supplies despite being completely exhausted, and perhaps the greatest step to thinking like her party sister is going on an absolute sugar binge, going all Ocean's 11, putting a plan together. Maud's always been quite the analytical pony, and though she adopts a more commanding presence under the influence, she still comes off as her normal self. She's able to utilize her own knowledge and skills with geology and everything she's learned to earn that doctorate degree, and combine it with Pinkie Pie's methodology to create a party all will enjoy. Even Pinkie herself is pushing herself to new limits, baking a towering confectionery in a single night, traversing across Equestria to help Marble, no matter what obstacle she faces, and not a single packet of sugar in sight, as we see the poor mare struggle to move across the desert. Later that night, the party begins, and it's a huge success, with Marble making tons of new friends, and I've gotta say, I love Maud's personal touch on the lights. Those look so cool. And in the end, we wrap up our moral with this cute exchange between Pinkie and Maud. Throughout this comic, we've explored how strong the Pie sisters' bond is, as we've watched the three sacrifice so much, not for personal reward, but just bringing smiles to their faces and happiness to each other. Pinkie was the first to bring happiness to the depressing farm, a radical move which eventually now influenced her sisters to believe in themselves. If one pony can change, any pony can. Lastly, I'll cover the artwork, and our artists for this week are Sharon and Breckle once again, and I love the designs of every pony. It's very close to show style in terms of body proportions, but leaves enough room that they can be over the top and exaggerated at times. I love the new design for Maud during her sugar bender, giving her a floofy mane, making her movements seem much more lively and showing off a lot more personality and animation in her face. Backgrounds from the pie farm to even with Sugar Cube Corner in this tiny frame are highly detailed, and we have that signature curvature that we've seen in other comics, which adds much more depth to the seams. Overall, this is a fun and cute comic. I love the plot. I love the interactions between the Pie sisters. The art is vibrant with great and unique framing and just great development for the Pie family overall. Well, that's it for today, guys. Until next time, MC out!